Hey everyone, this is Jessica with Whispers of Grace Healing. So, first off, I do want to say thank you to everyone who has been patient with me. Um, first off, um, there's been a lot of significant changes going on in my life with my relocation to North Carolina. And, I always say everything happens for a reason, guys. And I decided I was actually really pushed to come back to Charleston and stay with my friend for a little while. Hey, Kara. Um, and, it was actually quite interesting because, several weeks, I want to say at least a week or two before I came back to Charleston, I was feeling like really disconnected. I just didn't feel quite tuned in. Hey, Brooke. And, just to let everyone know too, Danny and Brooke and I are going to try and make another video at some point to all give our perspective of what's really going on, because we're all experiencing this. And, but I really wanted to get on and just y'all so I can catch up and let y'all know like really what's going on behind the scenes. And if it weren't for Brooke and me talking the other day and getting down to the bottom of it, I probably wouldn't have figured it out. So thank you, Brooke. Hey, James. Hey, Michelle. But yeah, guys, it was wild. I came down Saturday to visit some other friends down in Edisto, and listen, it was definitely an experience that, in a lot of ways I wish I hadn't experienced. But if I hadn't have gone through that experience, I wouldn't have been able to figure out what's going on with the collective. And I was meant to come back so that I can help y'all, because listen, every experience I go through is to help the highest good of everyone, right? So, but I saw things that were completely out of alignment, and I saw the real deal struggle. Like, when I'm in North Carolina, especially with the situation we were in, I don't know anybody. I wasn't going out, and I was kind of staying cooped up in the house, and without going out and experiencing, I couldn't figure out what was actually going on with this shift. Like, I knew everyone was kind of struggling. I knew everyone was feeling some sort of resistance, and, but I couldn't really figure out where it was stemming from. And then last week, I channeled all these messages from Source, and listen, they were giving me the heads up, y'all. So after you watch this video, if you don't remember the collective message from Source and, the channeled message, please go back and watch it, because they were telling us the whole damn time that this was going on, okay? And y'all know me, I'm usually all love and light and don't really talk about the darker side of things because I don't want to give it attention. I don't. And, a lot of people choose to think like out of sight, out of mind. If we don't, give it attention, then it doesn't exist. Well, it very much does exist. We know that the duality of this life, where there is light, there is darkness. I have talked to y'all about spiritual warfare before, and it's very much real, guys. Like, listen, me being a medium, I have been attacked. I have been on borderline possession, and this is why I say choose your tribe wisely, because whoever you hang around, whoever you allow into your life can affect you like crazy, and you don't even realize the energy that's being projected onto you. Well, everything that happened to me Saturday, I was so out of my element because I couldn't tell if it was coming from these people, if it was the collective, why was I feeling so uncomfortable? There were so many things that were happening that I just like couldn't even fathom. I was scared I was going to lose somebody. I was scared that these people were going to get me in a position that I couldn't get myself out of. There was decisions being made that were completely, just ridiculous and just downright irresponsible. Okay. And I was in a position where I couldn't leave either. You know what I'm saying? So I was kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place, and I had to force myself to get through it. But when I woke up the next morning, like, I was feeling frustrated, like freaking angry. And I'm not a very angry person anymore. You know what I'm saying? But I was feeling resentment. I was feeling angry. I was feeling like the people that I thought I was aligned with weren't, really had the best intentions for what they were practicing and all this stuff. Um, there was just so much to it and so many emotions attached to it as well. But I started noticing like some of the things that they were either talking about or wanting to do or whatever the case may be. I'm like, dude, this is bad. Like, we're talking lust, we're talking adultery, we're talking driving under the influence, putting people's lives at risk, just like stupid shit that I don't want to be anywhere near. Just don't. It is not in alignment with my soul. And I was really upset that one of my friends actually invited me into this. And listen, when people show you your true colors, you have a choice. You have a choice. If you want to stick around that, then, you get what you ask for, right? But that ain't nothing I want to be a part of. It's just not. I'm not going to put myself in danger, and I don't want to put my friends in danger either. And that's what was happening. So, and it did. It triggered the fuck out of me, guys. And I couldn't shake it. And then next thing you know, I'm feeling tired. I'm feeling unmotivated. I didn't want to do my work because I didn't want that energy attached to it. Then I couldn't stop eating on Monday. And I'm not one of those people. Sometimes I have to force myself to eat. And yet I couldn't satisfy myself. No matter what I put into my body, it was just like I could not satisfy the hunger, right? So, finally it got to that point. I'm like, listen, I don't want to be in this energy anymore. I need to figure it out. And again, I couldn't tell if it was coming from that person. I mean, I was completely confused on where the energy was even coming from. But the nausea, I've seen a lot of people talking about this, feeling sick to their stomach, just feeling like they don't know what they need, but they need something, and can't quite figure out where the like upset stomach, the nausea, feeling sick, these kind of things are coming from. And listen, I'm gonna tell y'all everything. I'm gonna give you the lowdown, because I'm not letting this fucking dark shit play my friends. And the more that we are aware of where this is coming from, then we can better prepare ourselves. Okay, so we'll get into that in a second. But yeah, I mean, Saturday night, a lot of us were sick to our stomach. We were completely confused. The brain fog, couldn't form a sentence, couldn't form a thought, didn't really know what was real, what was not. Is it coming from this person? Is it coming from the collective? There's a lot of confusion, a lot of frustration, a lot of anger, a lot of pride, a lot of, all of this shit. It was like bam, 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 right? So basically from Saturday to Tuesday, I was fucked up, y'all. I was totally fucked up. I was not myself. I didn't even feel comfortable in my own skin. I felt like my skin was crawling. I felt sick. I was tired. I didn't know what I needed, but I needed something to shift. And finally, I had a lot of people calling and checking on me, because I just went ghost. Like, I didn't want to talk to anyone. I didn't want to get online, and I was just trying to bring myself out of it. And thankfully, here being with my best friend, she's so fucking good for me, y'all. I can't even begin to describe how lucky I am to have this girl in my life. But same thing, Saturday night, and that was the day that I left. I left Saturday morning. Saturday night up in Franklin, my mom calls me and was like, she called me Sunday morning and was like, good thing you left. We ended up having a bad storm last night. Power poles down, electric lines on the cabin we're staying in. Power lines fell right where my car was parked. They were without power for 2 to 3 days. I mean, like craziness. So the reason why I came here, obviously, was to be put in the most uncomfortable position I've been in a very long time. And to be able to stand in my truth, to speak up and not give two fucks how anyone took it, to make sure that my friends were safe, first off, and then go through all of this so I could figure it out for y'all. And it wasn't until I talked to Brooke. No, and listen, and this is what I'm saying. It is not just you. I mean, I thought the same damn thing, guys. I thought that everything I was picking up was from this one person that we were hanging out with, that not really sure, what she portrays to be is really, who she is, because what we saw was some dark, dark stuff. I mean, when it came to her like Wi-Fi password, it had 666 in it. She started bringing up the Antichrist. I watched one of Danny and Brooke's videos, and he was saying when Brooke was going through it, he brought up the Antichrist. My best friend saw 666 on the same day that I got here. She was like, I was wondering where that was coming from. So let me tell y'all, okay, same thing goes from the video that I channeled from Source last week. I don't know if y'all remember, but they told us that there is a battle going on in the spiritual realm that we do not see, okay? That they are constantly fighting for our souls. They are fighting for our love, and they are fighting for us on a daily to make sure that we choose God, okay? And listen, in a 3D sense, I know I sound fucking crazy, but I know I'm not, because there's too many coincidences within this, if you want to call them coincidences, but there's too many things that add up in experience for this not to be real. Okay. And so when I say that spiritual warfare is real, I'm telling you it is. But when God said, I hope you choose me, I hope that you understand that I will never abandon you. I will never quit fighting for you. And I never wanted you to suffer. Don't think that these things that are happening to you are caused by me, right? This pain, this discomfort, it is not me. And they are using my name to make you question your faith in me, right? So go back and watch the video, because I listened to it this morning, and let me tell you, it was the biggest warning sign. Like, they couldn't have come at a better time, and it didn't even piece it together until now, but they were trying to give us a heads up about what is going on. Okay. So you ready for this? You ready for what's really going on? It's the 7 deadly sins. Okay. Me and Brooke were talking about it, and, I'm telling her everything that happened, everything that went on, everything I was feeling and experiencing. And I could feel myself starting to, I zone off when I'm starting to tap in, but I couldn't piece it together. I'm like, I'm getting bits and pieces. Every time I try to figure it out, I was meeting resistance. I was getting distracted, and I could not figure out why. And this is why. When you start feeling distracted, when you're trying to tune in, you're starting to get resistance, or, all this stuff starts coming up that takes you away from that. It's because these darker forces do not want to be called out. They do not want to be seen. They don't want you to know that they are playing the fucking field right now. Well, I'm here to blow that fucking cap because I ain't doing it. You have no power here. Okay. I will always choose God, and I will always share the message when I feel compelled to. So, with that being said, just in case no one really remembers all of the 7 deadly sins, whoo, y'all, lust, gluttony, greed, sloth, wrath, envy, and pride. Okay, listen. First one, lust. Who been witnessing that since Saturday. I mean, straight up lust. People, and listen, don't get me wrong, sexuality is normal. It is beautiful. It should be respected. And that was the same thing I told my friend. Like, what's happening right now, what y'all are doing is being like misinterpreted. It is not being respected. And I mean, I just can't even get over the fact that y'all are acting like this. How am I the only voice of reason out of 4 people? You know what I'm saying? Guys, they were talking nasty stuff like adultery, you know, like orgies and all this kind of stuff. What? No. So the one thing that I really love about this article that I'm reading from, which is from Bible Info, but lust is a strong passion or longing, especially for sexual desires. And right before, and I'm going to be completely honest with y'all, right before I came here, I started having this like longing, right? Being in a town that I'm not from, I don't know anybody. I'm, meeting a couple people, but I started feeling like I want to meet more people. Well, I got online, signed up on this site to meet new friends. Turned out it was a hookup site. Canceled it within a few days because then I realized like this is not what I'm wanting to attract. But it was this longing for someone to come into my life that I could connect with. But that's not what I wanted, right? And as soon as I was reminded that I wasn't in alignment, and that was the first message that came up for me Saturday, was you're not trusting my process. This is not what you want. You do not want just a sexual encounter. You do not want a lustful experience. Trust us, right? Okay, God, I got you loud and clear. And then all of a sudden, these people start talking about this crazy ass shit I don't want to be any part of. Not at all. That is not who I am. That's not who I want to be. And I don't want to be anywhere around it. Listen, y'all want to do that? Go ahead. That's on y'all. But not the life I want to live, right? So then, it says, and listen, and this is how I've been since I left my marriage. Chastity or self-control cures lust by controlling passion and leveraging that energy for the good of others. I have chosen to be celibate since my relationship ended with my ex. And it's because I don't want to be in my old patterns of being promiscuous or feeling like the only thing I have to give to the opposite sex is my body, right? So much more than that. So that was the first thing that I noticed that completely threw me off. Gluttony all day Monday. Okay. And that was another thing that came up Saturday. This girl basically was hoarding food in her house and, basically went to this place to just binge, to find out that she didn't have any motivation. She was showing up late for work so she could binge out on double stuffed Oreos in the morning. And I was like, I wonder why I keep stuffing my face even when I don't want it. Like, I could not satisfy this hunger, right? And it was like, no matter what, it just kept coming and coming and coming. And I was completely unmotivated. I couldn't stop eating. And yet I couldn't figure out where it was coming from. second deadly sin, right? And it's not just this person. Like, so many other people were saying, even my best friend's child came home from school and was like, I'm so hungry and I can't stop eating. I thought he was rubbing off on me. No, no. It's all these fucking shady ass energies trying to get us to like indulge ourselves in shit that is not in alignment with ourselves. So temperance cures gluttony by implanting the desire to be healthy, therefore making one fit to serve others. So you know what I've been doing every morning? Doing my yoga and exercise with my best friend every single morning this week. And then yesterday was a reset day. I did my yoga, did my meditation, did some exercise, and then went and got a massage. Okay? It was a me day. Greed. Okay? I'm not going to go too much into it, but I was seeing some things that I honestly felt where there are people in the spiritual community where I was wondering if their intentions were pure and in alignment with what we're trying to accomplish. You know, it was like me trying to set up a retreat for this year, and I was like, some of the things that were being said kind of made me feel like there was a lot of pride or greed involved, and I'm not sure if I don't want that attached to my retreat. You know what I'm saying? But greed is an excessive pursuit of material goods. How many of y'all have been seeing that going around lately? You know what I'm saying? So charity, giving to others, cures greed by putting the desire to help others above storing up treasure for oneself. Okay? That is in alignment with my soul. Sloth, pure laziness. Been me for 4 fucking days, guys. An excessive laziness or the failure to act to utilize one's talents. It was taking me away from my purpose of being here for y'all. Okay? So diligence or zeal cures slothfulness by placing the interest of others above a life of ease and relaxation. Now, it is okay for us to take a day off when we're pushing and pushing and pushing, but when you cannot get up off the couch and no matter what you try, you just can't find the motivation to do what you know you need to do when it's a priority, guys, listen. Call that shit out for what it is, okay? So what did it do? It made me fucking angry. It made me angry. Wrath. Wrath is a strong anger and hate towards another person. I was fucking angry. So what cures that? Patience. Patience cures wrath by one first understanding the needs and desires of others before acting and speaking. Envy. Envy is the intense desire to have an item that someone else possesses. Okay? I've been seeing some of this going around too. So what cures that is kindness. Kindness cures envy by placing the desire to help others above the need to supersede them. And pride. Pride is an excessive view of oneself without the regard for others. And humility cures pride by removing one's ego and boastfulness, therefore allowing the attitude of service. Okay? So